Welcome to Kids Learning Lab, a learning podcast made just for kids. Today, we're going to learn about the first computer ever made. So, a long time ago in the early 1800s, a man named Charles Babbage had an idea. He wanted to make a machine that could do math all by itself. He called his machine the Analytical Engine. It was a big machine that used punch cards to tell it what to do. But it was really hard to build, and Charles Babbage never finished making it. But his idea was so cool that it inspired other people to try to make computers too. One of those people was a lady named Ada Lovelace. She was a very smart lady who loved math. She studied Charles Babbage's work very carefully and wrote down instructions for the Analytical Engine. She is considered to be the very first computer programmer. But it wasn't until many years later, in 1937, that a man named John Atanasoff made the first real computer. It was called the Atanasoff Berry Computer, or ABC for short. It was a really big machine that took up an entire room, but it could do math using a special counting system called binary. Binary is a way of counting using only two numbers, 0 and 1, and we still use binary in computers today. Another man named Alan Turing also helped make computers better. He was a very clever man who worked for the British government during World War II. He helped make a machine that could decode secret messages from the enemy. After the war, Alan Turing continued working on computers. He had an idea for a machine that could do any math problem. That idea was the basis for the computers we use today. In the 1950s, computers started to be used by businesses and governments. They were still really big and expensive, but they helped people do math and store information much faster than before. And then, in the 1970s, people started making computers that were small enough to fit on a desk. These were called personal computers. The first one was called the Altair 8800. Since then, computers have gotten smaller and smaller and faster. Now we have computers that fit in our pockets, like phones and tablets. That's the story of the very first computer. It all started with a man named Charles Babbage who had a really cool idea for a machine that could do math. And now we have computers that we use every day. Thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoyed learning about the first computer ever made. If you have any questions or comments, you can let us know by sending us a voice message on Spotify. And be sure to come back next time for more fun stories.